Good day, wherever you are in the world. This is David. I'm going to really introduce myself in a few minutes, but let me spend a little time with you to make this introduction. You'll see my picture quite a few times, and one time to let you see that I'm actually in a box, and I'm asking you, so whoever you are right now, to always try to think outside of the box. You see on the left side, you see that I graduated from the University of Arkansas in 1967 after going through my tenure that I had growing up in between two rivers. I won't say two mountains, two rivers. And I made God my plan A. I was required by my mother to go to church. And that's what I had. I didn't notice I said my mother, not my father. And my mother was my best friend. So she could do anything. I mean anything. But anyway, growing up, I made God my plan A, and money is my plan B. I've been always trying to do things like she did to do for myself, as opposed to having someone else to do it for me. And you can see it in the red, the things that I have accomplished over the years. And most important, two things that I did accomplish is to complete the two books out of the Bible talking about the seven spirits of God. And you are you, and also you, especially you. You have the seven spirits of God within you, but you just don't know where they are. I can tell you that if you decide you ever want to know it. Also, the secret that God gave to the Son of Man. You know where the Son of Man is and who the Son of Man and who God was talking to. Well, all of that's in the Bible. Those are the two accomplishments that I made. Down under the watch my WTA video for detailed information is my income tax video. That's going to introduce you to both the bottom and the top. Wealth transfer allows technology is what this video is really all about, which is the personal demonstration for you so that you and especially you can take part in the $84.4 trillion that's going to be transferred to you and especially you within the next 20 years between 2025 and 2045. We're going to get in all that introduction in a minute, and I'm going to show you in detail how you can do it. I don't know if you're scared, but all it takes is just a little ingenuity. And God give it to me on the September next year or this year. This year I'll be 81 years old, so you should not have any fear of anybody but God. Matter of fact, the fear of God is something that you really need to have an understanding of. For anyone to have the fear of God is to know who He is. And if you fear man, then you don't have a chance to get into heaven because God don't want you fearing someone that's probably less than you are. Fear man, don't have that in your spirit. Fear God and only God. I'm going to move on now. I'm just finished the introduction to what this really is all about. Now, look, this is, if you don't know, outside of the United States or within the United States, this is our current president. As of today, he's our current president, and he's left something for you and I to consider very, very seriously. And you'll see it down at the bottom. And I was taught sometimes start at the top, but at the bottom, you see watch President watch Biden's video for the truth. That video, just put that in your phone or in your browser or any place and watch it, and you see what the president is talking about, and the president is giving you a truth that you really, really need to listen to because nothing other than the truth is going to matter. Don't listen to the liar. The liar is going to benefit just the liar. But if you listen to someone that's telling you the truth will benefit you, regardless of whosoever you are, because God represents the truth. God is only truth. God does not take lies. You can't communicate with God in the form of a lie. You can only communicate with Satan. Satan is the father of lies. Go to the Bible and you can see that in there. Satan is the father of lies. So when someone tells you a lie, they're representing their father, Satan. I'm going to move on. I just pray that you look down at the Bible and said there is no need for hell to break loose in Israel or any place else because the United States and Israel and the other persons that Israel was in reconciliation with, they now have agreed to a ceasefire. That's what the president left us as of today. Today is January 19th of 2025. So as of today, he's leaving the administration without a war going on in Israel, as it were, last month this time. Now look, this is also an introduction to several things. One of them being to call or visit 1-301-328-4186.com. That is a website. And that website is going to introduce you to what Mr. Sharpton, you see what his arm for. And if you don't know here, that's Mr. Al Sharpton. He's fighting for generations yet unborn. We, WTA, in the phone number that you see, that stands for Wealth Transfer Alliance. That's the president of Wealth Transfer Alliance telling you why you need to become a WTA advocate and get part of this $84.4 trillion for yourself and for those yet to be born. And you and I, and everyone that's listening to this, we are all going to die. Many of us that are going to die are going to have offsprings coming somewhere down in our lineage that's going to cause us to pay attention to what Mr. Sharpton is talking about, leading the National Action Network. That's why he is in here, and that's the only reason why he is in there. And I'm telling you to look down at the bottom again in the red. It says, and God said this, and you see this in the book of Proverbs. God said, above all getting, get understanding. And usually a person that tells you the truth have understanding of the truth. A person that tells you a lie really don't have the understanding of the truth or a lie, because that person that tells you the lie, having an understanding of the truth, would not lie. Now, moving on with this before I spend too much time. This is the politics nation that Mr. Sharpton represents. I only put this here because of what's happening in America. If you're outside of America and you listen to this video, what's happening in America right now, on the west side of America, there's fire burning. That means it's global warming. That's what it's really all about. But we're going to talk about what 2 Peter, this is out of the Bible. Listen to what 2 Peter is talking about. You see this in 2 Peter chapter 3, verse 10 through 14. You'll see that, and I'll sum it up and not read it for you. He's saying that the heavens are going to get so hot until everything on this earth as we know it today are going to melt and burn up. But right now it says people in the west part of America, 27 of them lost their lives, but every home that's burned has burned up. And it was from the warming, the global warming that we don't worry about. And there are people that will lie to you and tell you that the fossil fuels don't cause global warming. But listen to the president of the United States as of January 19th of 2025. And that person was telling you that he's left something behind for you that will prevent the elements from burning up on the earth from the sun that's up in the sky. And no one controls the sun but God Almighty himself. Matter of fact, 2 Peter is talking about this, the day of God, when this is going to happen. It's going to be on the day of God. And no one know about the day of God except today. And God gives you today. The only day you ever get with God is today. The liar gets today, and the truth, the wheat and the tare grow together. So the liar gets today, and the truth teller also get today. But there'll come a time, because God controls both of them, the liar and the truth teller. Both of them are going to have to die and go through the process that God intends for us to go through. So the day of God, the day of the Lord, is the day that you have today. Down at the bottom, I'm putting down that the nationwide transfer funds is in process, and that's for the $84.4 trillion. Make sure in white you watch that video. That video is explaining to you in detail about what you need to know about the transfer of the $84.4 trillion. Now let us move on to this. This is again 2 Peter's references to show you, and I'm showing you the information in the lineage of that, the Facebook diet. That's all as a part of the process to let you see what global warming already look like. You see the fire in the sky? That's the sky. And what God is talking about through 2 Peter. And Peter was many things when he cut your ear off, and he's also prophesied what we're talking about now. He was a prophet telling you and I that when the world ends, that when the new heavens come out and the new earth, it's going to be results of having been burned up, and God's created to do it. That's what this is really all about. And I don't know if this revenue is going to go there. But anyway, look at here. This is him still acting in the, what you call the National Action Network. And he's explaining some things that you and I need to hear. And you see that, and you visit his information on the video that you see down there. I put the information at the bottom so you can see and listen to what listen to him live as to what he's talking about with regards to the National Action Network. Okay, now here's what, okay, this is last we're going to talk about that, but this is not yet another video showing you different things about what he's talking about with regards to the unborn and helping the unborn and those that are here today and tomorrow. That's what he's talking about, and that's what we're really all about, is to help those persons here today and those that will be coming tomorrow. Now look, this is 4 sources of information that I really want you to look at. And this is from the president, coming from the president of the Wealth Transfer Alliance Company. And you'll see that up in the left part of there, and I want you just asking you to stay focused on what we're talking about. And this is talking about just one word in all these 4 pieces of information that I want you to consider. And that what they're saying is that the $84.4 trillion will be transferred within the next 20 years to you, and especially you, whether you understand it or believe it or not, is going to be transferred. And all you need to do is to position yourself to get it. That's all you need to do, to understand what it is first, get an understanding. Then you're going to take part. And I'm going to try to do my best to let you see how you can get it and having the understanding that you have. Now, I didn't say get all you get understanding. God said that above all getting, get understanding. So the understanding of this process is very, very, very simple. All you need to do is just listen to what's being said. What it's saying that it will contact or have the impact on the job market in America and the economy in America when this $84.4 trillion complete its transfer to you, and especially you. That's what these 4 sources are talking about. Yahoo Finance, The Street, Forbes Magazine, and the New York Times is talking about the same thing, that it will be transferred to you. The only point is, will you get it? Well, look, the coming president as of today, now this today, when you see this, I hope you see it on January 20th. Well, Mr. President-elect Donald Trump will be president on the 20th, and he has already gained $4 billion worth of wealth in his revocable trust. So what this information is about, you listen, this is about you having your own revocable trust. Now he's not the first person, but he's the first president that I can show you that on January 20th, he has already created his revocable trust. What this information is asking you to do is to take the time and set up your own revocable trust. That's what we're trying to get you to see. And you can read these data for yourself, but make sure you pay attention to the bottom again, down where it says WTA enrollment form. Enroll. Once you enroll, things will happen. If you don't enroll, then you can't move. If you're going to get up and take a position on anything with regards to you getting your revocable trust through the process that this information is being presented, you have to get up and move, as the president-elect has already done. Set up his revocable trust, and the monies that he has gained, you see at the top underlined in red, is worth $4 billion on paper. $4 billion on paper. That means that his revocable trust has a value. Your revocable trust may not have as much as his. Don't worry about that, because when your revocable trust is open and used, it most likely is going to be for someone that you have transitioned to the Lord, but like he's going to transition to the Lord, and someone other than Mr. Trump is going to spend the $4 billion that's in his revocable trust. He probably won't be able, with the time that he has left to live, in order to spend all of the monies that he has put into his revocable trust. But when you transition to the Lord, we're hoping that when you set up your revocable trust, it's going to be for the unborn people that's coming behind you in your lineage. That's what we're really talking about. So make sure you understand down at the bottom, when you enroll into, you'll complete the form. It's a little short form, WTAenrollmentform.com, and you'll see what we're talking about. Need an understanding of revocable living trust? Here we put that here for you to get an understanding. I said above all getting, get an understanding of a revocable living trust. a living will. We're talking about the will. We're going to give you some more information in a few minutes that's very useful for you to know. Because if you don't have a trust, then you get a will, you will go to probate under the probate court. Now, the law is a probate. Probate is a law. Understand that. It's not a gift. It's a law. That law extracts from you and your wealth. It takes money from you and use it for the law if you don't do what the law has instructed you to do. So, a revocable living trust is what we're talking about, not the irrevocable trust. There are two kinds of trust. I'm only concerned about you getting an understanding of the revocable living trust. That's why that's the only definition that you'll get. The living will and advanced medical directives, all of that are part of the process, but that's also within your understanding of the revocable living trust. So what we're talking about is you getting that revocable living trust. Up at the top on the left, you see, I am an advocate. I hope to press in God's name that you become an advocate so you can get the benefits for you and your family that you have now been missing. So the Wealth Transfer Alliance LLC, you see where they're located in the state of Maryland. You see right near Washington, D.C., they have their email and their phone number there should you have a need to contact them. And if you want to listen to what the professor, and we call him professor because he has many, many degrees and working on his doctorate, and he's also a faculty member of several colleges within the metropolitan area of Washington, D.C. So now he is at the call or visit 1-301-328-4186.com. That's him explaining to you what you need to get an understanding about. It is also a phone number to contact me. You can contact me at 301-328-4186. That is really my phone number. And you can get me there should you have a need to call me for further information about this process. We're talking about you having your own revocable living trust, just like the president-elect has. Now look at all the arrows. Each arrow is telling you something about the probate. What WTA really is all about is to show you how to avoid probate. What is probate? Well, look at the many definitions of probate and what you need to know about probate. One thing I want you to consider in understanding all of this about probate, and I'm not going to read it for you. I want you to stop this video and read it for yourself, or you to get an understanding outside of this video for yourself, that probate is a law. That's the significance of me trying to put this all here for you to show you that if you don't act before you transition with the Lord, then the law, probate law, takes over whatever you got. So if you got $4 billion in a revocable trust, and well, you won't get it if you got it in a revocable trust. But if you have $4 billion in a will, it will go to probate court under the law. And by the time you get it from under the law has to have it has a cost. And the law has to get the cost out of the proceeds of the wealth that is over. And the probate law is over all of the wills. And when your will go to probate court, that's the law. The law then takes the court's cost out of your will. You see what I'm talking about? Out of your, if you die without a will, the court takes your money out of your treasury, out of your wealth. And that could be a try to bid amount because the court has to have attorneys. And attorneys can charge you $800-900 per hour, and they may use 25 or 30 hours each year out of your wealth while they're holding it in probate. You get an understanding above all getting. Understand probate. Do your research on probate, whether you follow me or not. My income tax video is not what you see or what you, it doesn't say what you see. My income tax video is to show you some things from the WTA, which is Wealth Transfer Alliance, to show you what to do and what not to do. I'm going to move on. Now look, here now I'm getting ready to show you what I'm talking about. This is my dashboard. I told you I would just tell you who I am. My name is David Richardson. That's who I am. I've shown you where I graduated from. I didn't tell you all of the things that I have accomplished in my graduation, but I'm done quite a few things in the 81 plus years that God has given me. I'll be 81 on my birthday in September of this year. I'll be 81 years old. So that means right now I am 80. My name is David Richardson. I am a wealth transfer advocate, and this is my dashboard. I'm getting ready to introduce you to the drafted by expert estate planning attorneys. I'm getting ready to introduce you to something that was produced by attorneys, which is the best comprehensive online estate planning technology that you can use. It's the America's best. Listen, I said America's best. I am an American, and I'm only talking about the nation of America. And this is a nationwide technology. You may call it software. I call it technology because it is technology that I'm introducing to you, and it's America's best comprehensive online estate planning technology that I don't know. Matter of fact, I don't know of any other technology that's in the process that this is. And you can do this on your phone. You can. It's just, oh man. Anyway, I get so excited when I start talking about it. All right, I'm going to move on now, and I'm going to introduce you to the technology. And when I move this point, this is to show you I'm signing in. Now, just sign into the process. This is what the technology is all about. It's the easiest way to avoid paying the probate court, or hourly attorney fees to distribute your personal revocable living trust, saving wealth transfer costs. And the wealth transfer costs that you'll be receiving are the probate court costs and the attorney fees that the attorney fees are going to cost you. Those two costs is what you're going to avoid. And the 1995, don't worry about that. I visit myincometaxvideo.com, and you'll see, and I'm also going to show you in a few minutes how tax credits are also just like deductions or expenses. Your credits you avoid. You can avoid paying tax if you have certain things in your tax. Now, I am an accountant. Okay, I am a tax accountant since 1968. And I can tell you, don't you worry about the 1995 cost of the technology. That's going to put thousands and thousands of dollars in your pocket. If you avoid this because of the 1995 temporary outlay, then you are going to suffer as a result of not having your revocable living trust set up. This is only to show you how to do that. Now look at the bottom again. Yes, you can finance the cost, and after using it as a tax credit, you can get a tax credit. That's what we're talking about. Don't worry about what you see because it has no teeth. That's what the Bible is telling you. The devil comes at you as a roaring lion, but he has no teeth. He is powerless if you go to God and say, stop the devil from attacking me. Okay, well, here is a means for you to avoid the devil by not even concern yourself with the cost of you starting your revocable living trust. Okay, now we're starting the trust. This is my trust. This is my technology. This is me. Step one, interview technology. I'm interviewing. This is the only way for you to get started. These are always go right. On the right side, you'll see 19 tabs. And each tab, you can click on each tab. And when you click on each tab, something is going to happen. The tab is going to turn a certain color. And you see on this side at the top, you see the first thing you see is green. Well, this is the welcome tab for this particular part of the process. Start here. So on the left side, you see step one. It says the interview. Well, this is the tab. When you click on the interview, this is what you're going to get. This tab on the right side, the information on the right side. That's what you're going to get when you click on the interview. And then when you're going to get deeper in the interview, you click further to the right on all of the data that you see on the right. You see welcome, you see your information, you see trust provision, you see your children, distribution options, role, add people or organizations, beneficiaries selection, You see, all these data is on the right side. All you got to do is just click on them, and when you click on them, up pops that screen that's under that process. And all you got to do then is read and click. And then if you have something you want to put in, you can put it in, and we're going to show you how to do that in just a minute. But this is just to introduce you to step one, okay? So now it's nothing that, have you had seen anything yet that's your fear? No. Step one is no fear for you to have in step one. What about step two? This is step two. Review your trust. You see the person reviewing their trust, they're sitting down at a laptop, or you can do it at your phone, or you can do it on a computer. All we're saying is all you're going to do is review your trust. You're going to look at it. There's 11 data. Right on the right side, you see the tabs on the right side? Those are your data. You see cover? Well, you see the cover. That cover is highlighted. You see it's darker at the top? That's the, when you click on cover, that's what you see the cover. And on the cover, you see step two. You see 11 data tabs to cover the documents and the vault. All this is on that cover. And on the far right side, you see welcome. So when you click on welcome, what you see up at the top, it says welcome to Estate Planning Portfolio, David Richardson. This is to show you that this is my technology that I'm using, and showing you how to use your technology to set up your own revocable living trust. And anybody can do that. If an 81-year-old can do it, then a 7-year-old can do it. All you need to do is have the ability to read and click. If you can click a button on your computer, on your phone, on your iPad, on your whatever device you're using, then you can do this. This is step two. We're going to move on. This is step three. Review WTA technology. One thing I want you to see here about this is you see the pen. So now once you, what do you, when you design something, just sign it with a pen? Okay. Well, look, what the most important part of this step here, the hand in the hand. You see the child's hand in the parent's hand? Well, the parent is expected to ascend to the Lord before the child. That's what we expect. And oftentimes, sometimes the goals are different, but we're not in control of that. God is only in control of what He's going to do with the wheat that He has. The people that He has is God's control. But what we're trying to show in this picture, and the picture worth 1,000 words, is show that the parent is protecting the child and setting the child up with a revocable living trust that the parent owns, but the child is the beneficiary of what's in the trust. If the will is in the trust, put your will in your trust. It's okay to make out a will. Matter of fact, I recommend it. Matter of fact, not just me, but the company, WTA, welcome. You always get your will. Put your will in your revocable living trust. And then that way the law, probate, the probate law won't have anything to say, because the probation law then will see that you have your will in your trust. And the probation law, the probate law, don't have any uh, anything over their revocable living trust. Only the will, but the will is now in the trust. And now the law can see the will in the trust. And you're going to take the will out of the trust and give the law a copy of the will. Now the law doesn't have any reason to hold you in probation on your wealth, because it now have your will in his hand, which is also in your trust. That's easy to understand, right? I'm sure it is. But you see, what I want you to see now at the right, far right, you see the button that's clicked is the revocable living trust. Well, at the top here, it said the revocable living trust is comprised of your estate portfolio. And down under there, you see the person that they're talking about, that's me. So this is mine. All the way at the bottom said both David Richardson. You'll see that this is my technology that I'm showing you how your technology will look when you enroll and get your own technology or software for yourself. That's what we're talking about. We're talking about you. All this is really, it is all about is you. But I'm showing you how, if you got children, each one of your child's or children's hand will be in your hand, because you are the trust and your child is in your trust. That's easy to understand now, right? Your children, your whoever you want is now in your trust. Whoever you so put in your trust, that person is now in your trust. Your cars, your home, everything that you have is now in your trust. We're going to show that in a few minutes. Let's move on. Here is another trust. Now here, down at the bottom, you see you click that button. This is now you in the kit. You got to fund your trust. All trusts have to have a fund, have to be funded. If you don't fund your trust, all you got is just something in the mind. But down you look at the bottom on the column, you see down at the bottom in the dark brown black, it's a funding kit. So the funding kit is what we're talking about now. You funding your trust. And in your trust goes your home, your car, your boat, everything that you have, your money, your jewelry, what are your baseball cards that have a value, everything, all of your assets. Now, A is equal to L plus P. This is accounting talk now. A is equal to L plus P. The A stands for assets. The L stands for liabilities, people that you owe. You're not going to put debts into your trust. All you're going to put in your trust are assets. Anything outside of that don't go into your trust. Liabilities, bills, car notes, that don't go into your trust. Only thing goes into your trust are your assets. And you can see the kinds of assets that we're talking about, dollar bills, and we don't have the jewelry here. Oh, that's not shown, but yet and still, these are things. But you see, I put a picture here instead of a picture with word. You see the two persons at the bottom on the right, they're putting a house in the trust. And you see at the top on the left-hand side, you see the house and the boat and all these assets going into the trust. Well, now you're funding your trust. That's what we're talking about when we say funding your trust. And notice on the bottom on the left side, the funding kit. But on the right side, it's got the certificate of trust. So look at the certificate of trust and look down at the bottom. You see whose certificate of trust we're talking about. My name is at the bottom, but at the top, it's got the first thing is the certificate of trust. Is it primarily for evidence providing evidence to the transfer agent, broker, whoever the persons are, probation court, that you're talking about. They now know that you've signed a certificate and that you have now your certificate for your revocable living trust. All right, moving on. Here, well, again, we're talking at step. This is the last step. There's only four. There's only four steps, and then the final one. The final one is you're gonna put everything in your own personal vault, and we'll put the vault here to let you see that we're talking about. You're gonna upload all these data that we've been talking about into your vault. You see the vault is now highlighted right outside in dark black. That's your vault. Where you put everything. You got your welcome. You got the interview, revocable trust, certificate of trust, last will and testament, all these data you've already passed and put together. Financial power of attorney, you've already put that in there. Your health care power of attorney, you've already got that in there. Your living will, you've already got that information together. Your funding kit, you already got that. And all that data now is into the trust. We're gonna put that in the trust and lock it up. And only your power, your password and your codes and all whatever it takes for you to see that up there for you to what it's gonna take you to lock it up, and no one can go in except you or whoever you designate to go in. Wealth transfer allowance technology designed for those that will die and those that are going to be unborn. Presented by WTA Business Building Associate David Richardson. And I put my ID number there to show you. All this is talking about is what you're going to have in the technology that you're going to have when you set up your trust. That's all we're talking about. You having your own personal revocable living trust. All right, now look, we're moving out. I'll show you this again just to show you what you look like. This is you, your name, where my name is, and this is going how your dashboard is going to look. And when you click on that where that says sign in, then you're going to be signing in to your technology that I've shown you by now. At the top, it's got the home, the planning details. It's got the questions and answers, videos, and different kind of videos. Oh, you're going to get tired of the videos because they got a whole lot of videos that'll educate you to show you what you need to show yourself and other people about the revocable living trust. That's all we're talking about. It's just as easy. I'm moving on. Here now, we're getting my other thing. This is the instructions for Form 7206. Let's look up on it in the dark black. Self-employed health insurance deduction. Watch that. You know the self-employed people, doctors, lawyers, accountants, cosmetologists, barbers, whole lot of people, truck drivers, Amway delivered truck drivers. It's just a whole lot of people that's considered to be self-employed. Well, Amway, not Amway, but Amazon, I did say Amway though. Amazon, all of the Amazon delivered people all around America, truck drivers and delivering the goods, Those persons are considered to be self-employed by Amazon. They had those persons to sign a blind contract. They really often, many of them didn't know that they were signing a contract to say that they are self-employed truck drivers. They're delivering packages for the company, but they are considered to be self-employed, which is a blessing for them, not really knowing that God sent the blessing in the form of a blind contract. But them not knowing that now they can have their own revocable living trust and have the business of a self-employed person running through their business that's paying them a whole lot more money than what they paying as a self-employed delivery person driving a truck. I'm going to show you that in a minute. All right. But now, just to show you that the government, the United States government, IRS, see that at the top? IRS, as of 2024, is giving those self-employed individuals an opportunity to have health insurance, group rate health insurance, group rate health insurance, which is lower than any other form of health insurance that a working person can get. The working person employee cannot get group rate health insurance as low as a self-employed individual. That is truly a blessing from God, and one didn't see it coming, and that's how God's blessing are. We can't see God nor the blessings that He's going to send us. And listen, every day that I get up, I don't know about you, I got a blessing from God. I am breathing His air. Out of regards to who say what to me, I know that God woke me up. He's the first person that I ever know to wake me up. No one else has ever woke me. Anyway, Schedule K1 is what we're talking about. And you're going to have a Schedule K1. And these are the instructions that you're going to get when you do the Schedule K1. And the Form 7206 is going to lead you to that information. This is just an introduction to what I know you're going to have. These are the instructions, and this is the form that you're going to have to complete in the process. Don't worry about that. My information is here. My phone number is here. All you have to do is wherever you are in America, outside of America, American citizen, preparing a return for the United States government, I can help you with it. Self-employed health insurance deduction. And the kind of form that you're going to attach it to is the 1040, the 1040 SR, or the 1040 NR. These are all regular forms. I didn't put them in this presentation, but they are there. This is not a tax class anyway. I'm just showing you what you're going to need as a self-employed individual. And if you're a self-employed individual in America, then you have two steps that you can gain from by you being considered to be a contracted self-employed individual. Again, this is a Schedule K1, and you're going to have to complete the Schedule K1. To look at the dot right now. It said beneficiary share of income, that's one. Share of deductions, that's two. Share of credits, that's three. And other, there are many other that you can qualify for that you can not have to pay tax on. Now, to use that form, the Schedule K1, it's usually associated with the Form 1065, the Form 1041, not the 1040, but the 1041 and the 65. It's usually associated with those, but you notice there's still a 10 there, right? So don't worry about that. We're going to take care of all that with your phone call if you don't have an understanding. But I want you to get an understanding of everything that I'm talking to you about at this present time. Look, here is something that I want you to consider. This is an illustration of the self-employed benefits that's offered by Wealth Transfer Alliance. Just imagine you being self-employed as a truck driver with delivering products around America. Then you realize that your part-time income, monthly income, can be more than what you see. This is just an illustration. Your part-time income can be more than what your truck delivery self-employed position is paying. God blesses in the way He blesses, and no one can. You don't have anything to say or to think about God's blessing, but He blesses in different forms. So you had 1,000 entrepreneurs that's self-employed, doctors, lawyers, preachers, all different kinds of professions are self-employed people, and those persons are benefiting just like you are. But you introduce those persons and now see what your monthly income could be part-time, and you driving a delivery truck delivering parts to people, but at the same time you're making money part time while you're working part time or full time, your part time income. I'm going to digress and let you stop this information and study these data for yourself, because this is just an illustration. It could be more, it could be less. It all depends on you. It all depends on you. Now, I got that many years ago reading a little 98-page book. It's called The Greatest Salesman in the World. It took me over a year to read it. It's only 98 pages. But by the time you finish, you've passed a year. And you now know how to be the greatest salesman in the world. I didn't say the best or that make more money. I said the greatest. Muhammad Ali was the greatest, but he even got knocked down. All right, I'm going to move on. Here is how the self-employed person are going to get the data to get the group health insurance. I put my name here to show you. You have to complete this little form here. This little form here would have to be given to a WTA approved advocate. I am an approved advocate with WTA, Wealth Transfer Alliance. So as an approved advocate, you give me this information, I'm going to give this information to WTA, and they're going to get it to the right insurance people that's going to give you the health insurance, group health insurance. Now, I'm not an insurance agent. There's no one that I know at WTA that are insurance agents. I do know that I'm like a bird dog. You tell me where the quail are, I'll point my tail and raise my paw to let you know that quail in front of me. So this is like the quail to me. I'm pointing you to WTA, and WTA is part of my process. They're bird dogs. They're going to take your information and give it to a person. Then the company is going to contact you. So don't give me your erroneous information. Don't give me your erroneous email, because once you give me something that's not true, they don't deal with you anymore, because they know that you're not a truthful person, and they only deal with the truth. You can't tell them a lie. If you lie to them one time, forget it, because they're not going to come back to you. You can't lie to them. So put the truth on this little card, and the truth will make you free. It won't set you anywhere. And I hear people say, "Oh, the truth will set you free." The truth won't set you anywhere. It will make you free. It won't set you anywhere. That's in the Bible too. All right, I'm going to move on because time is over. It's right. I got a couple more slides to show. Now, this is one of the leaders of WTA, and what this person is doing, he's a coach. He had coaching two people that won gold medals in Paris, France in the 2024 Olympics. So he knows something about something, right? He's a coach, and I let you know that he is a coach. And what this coach is doing is showing you a comparison between your wealth and someone else. Now, at the top you see NetLaw Legacy. NetLaw Legacy is a company that's doing something similar to what WTA is doing. Trust and Wills are doing something similar to what WTA is doing. But what he's doing is explaining the difference between those two and WTA. And it's in the training video, WTAtrainingvideo.us. WTAtrainingvideo.us, because it's just for the United States of America. And he's telling all the citizens of the United States of America, those inside and outside, why you need to have your own revocable living trust, just like the president-elect of the country. The president-elect of the country has already started his revocable living trust, and he has $4 billion on paper worth in his trust. All we need to do is follow the president, and president-elect, he'll be president today. But as of this day, he's the president-elect on this day. But on today, oh Lord Jesus, he'll be president sometime today. And by him being president today, we can follow his lead to set up our own revocable living trust. $4 billion worth of trust to put in to gain the on paper $4 billion. But I do have $1. I'll put the dollar in to my own revocable living trust. How did I do it? This person didn't do that. We're talking about Marilyn Monroe. She didn't do that, left $307,000 in the probate law's hand. And look at Doris Duke. She left $1.3 billion in the probate court's hand. James Brown, who's still putting money in the probate court's hands because when he died at age 73, he had $100 million, and I'm gonna drink some water. He left $100 million, but they also have quite a few radio stations that are still producing income, and that income is going into probate court. Okay, Warren Burger, he was a Supreme Court judge. So Supreme Court judge don't have everything in their mind. So he left $1.8 billion in the probate court. All right, Jimi Hendrix, 27-year-old young fellow, he had $80 million in probate court. Look at Miss Helmsley. Miss Helmsley left $5 billion in the probate court. Oh my Lord. But you don't have to do that. Wealth transfer allowance technology that I've already shown you show you how to avoid paying the state probate court's costs and the attorney fees that the courts and the attorneys are going to charge you. Your revocable living trust goes to you and your family. And you can do it on your phone. God is so good, isn't he? Technology is already here. But the technology is what we're going to use to show you how to be free. All right. What is a great wealth transfer? 84. Now, this is another source. I got this. This is another source. 84 trillion. 55 going to one group, 41 going to another. 20 years between 2025 and 2045. So they agree with me. I'm asking you to enroll. Doesn't cost you anything. Well, just go to WTA enrollment form and enroll. You decide what you're going to pay. That's not for me to decide. I recommend that you become an advocate and just get your understanding. And once you get an understanding, oh boy, are you on your way. Now, the final thing I want to show you is this. This is to show you how, regardless of where you live, what apartment you live in, what city you live in, doesn't really matter. If you have a phone in your hand, you can get started with this process. Wealth transfer allowance is all we're talking about. The president of the company, the founder of the company, is at the phone number you see at the bottom. Call or visit him at 1-301-328-4186.com. You'll be listening with the president of the company because I've given you his phone number. I've given you his email where you can contact the president of the company if you have anything you want to share with him. You can do that. And you can enroll today. And I recommend that happens today at WTAenrollmentform.com. And in conclusion of this, I believe that I've given you everything that I can give you. And I don't know what more I can give you, but I'm going to now close this out and pray God that you have a good day. There's a prayer that Jesus Christ prayed. I started putting in here to show him looking up into his Father's face and praying the prayer. I didn't put that here, but I do know the Father's prayer, and I'm just going to give you a little of it. He looking up to his Father's face. This is Jesus Christ, and the Lord is my shepherd, and he's also my plan A. But his son, before he died for us, for whosoever you are, he died for mankind. He said, Father, the hour has come to glorify your son, that your son may also glorify you, as you have given him power over all flesh, that he should give eternal life to as many as you have given him. And this is life eternal, that they may know you, the only true God, and Jesus Christ, of whom he have sent. So I've glorified you on the earth, and I have finished the work for which you gave me to do. And now, O Father, glorify you me with your own self, with the glory which I had with you before the world was. So I manifested your name unto the men which you gave me out of the world. Yours they were, and you gave them me, and they have kept your word. Now they have known that all things whatsoever you have given me are of you. For I have given unto them the words which you gave me, and they have received them, and have known surely that I came out from you, and they have believed that you did send me. So I pray for them. I pray not for the world, but for them of which you have given me, for they are mine, and all mine are thine, and all thine are mine, and I am glorified in them. And now I am no more in the world, but these are in the world, and I come to you, Holy Father. Keep through your own name those whom you have given me, that they may be one as we are. So I was with them in the world, I kept them in your name. Those that you gave me, I kept. And none of them are lost but the son of perdition, that the scripture may be fulfilled. And now come after you, and these things I speak in the world, that they might have my joy fulfilled in themselves. And I've given them your word, and the world has hated them because they're not of the world, even as I'm not of the world. And I pray not that you should take them out of the world, but that you should keep them from the evil. They are not of the world, even as I'm not of the world, and sanctify them through your truth, and your word is truth. If you have sent me into the world, even so have I also sent them into the world, and for their sakes I'll sanctify myself, that they may be sanctified through the truth. And neither pray I for these alone, but for them also which shall believe on me through their word, that they may be one as you, Father, are in me, and I in you, that they may be one in us, and that the world may believe that you have sent me, and the glory which you gave me I have given them, that they may be one even as we are one. I in them, and you in me, that they may be made perfect in one, and that the world may know that you have sent me, and have loved them as you have loved me. And Father, I will that they also whom you have given me be with me where I am, that they may behold my glory for which you have given me. For you loved me before the foundations of the world, O righteous Father. The world has not known you, but I have known you, and these have known that you did send me, and I have declared unto them your name, and will declare it, that the love wherewith in it may be in them, and I in them. Now that's in the conclusion of this. I've been with you now for almost 51 minutes. I'm going to close this and pray God have a blessed day, and you have a blessed day with God. God loves you, and so do I. Share this information with at least 20 people, and then have that 20 to share it with 20, and have the next 20 to share it with 20. 20 times 20 times 20 will be the number of people that you have been responsible for putting this process in their hand. And your reward will be daily. Daily, you will get a reward from God. But if you keep it in your hand, ball up, and don't share it, 0 plus 0 are going to give you 0 regardless of how you use 0. 0 times 0 is 0, divided by 0 is 0. Whatever you do, add it to 0 is 0, it's going to give you 0. So don't be a 0. Share the information with as many people as possible. All right, then you'll be sharing love. Love is all we all got. Have a good day. I love you. Bye bye.